What is the model for leadership of the Jewish people? With 12 tribes now vying to carry on the legacy of the patriarchs and Jewish influence steadily growing, sibling rivalries now have international implications.
He was certainly into power, and power is a very powerful motivation in human life.
In a way, he goes from being a selfish student to a generous teacher, a person who can use his skills to elevate others' lives.
Along the way, new characters will rise, but they'll first face significant challenges.
The stories of Bereshit, of Genesis, are stories of moral maturation.
We live in an environment which is secular, which is Gentile, which might be Christian or Muslim or whatever. How do we adjust? How will we protect our own identity?
But sometimes the challenges are almost too much to overcome.
He is a young man in a foreign place, made a slave. He is a man who is tricked by a rich and powerful man's wife, such that he almost loses his life for a crime he didn't commit.
Well, the Talmud says that we should learn one lesson, and that is that a father should not favor his child.
In this lifelong contest to see which brother has more determination and will, and who can ultimately learn the lessons necessary to lead the Jewish people, much is revealed in the portion of Vayeshev. Several models for Jewish leadership will rise from these 12 tribes. The first comes in the form of one of the youngest of Jacob's sons, and the firstborn to his beloved wife, Rachel. He believes he's on the road to greatness, but his heavy dose of confidence will make that road a treacherous one.
Joseph's story is also one of moral growth. The Joseph story has been characterized as the Torah's novella, and indeed it is, because the development of this character is so complete.
Joseph is only 17 years old when he asserts himself among his 10 older brothers and presents bad reports on them to their father. His father, once called Jacob and now Israel, is said by the Bible to have loved Joseph best of all his sons, and he purchased Joseph a famous coat.
And when his brothers saw that their father loved him more than any of his brothers, they hated him, so that they could not speak a friendly word to him.
Joseph himself, of course, represents perhaps the most intriguing character in the entire book of Bereshit, perhaps because he is plunged into a different environment. And he too has to negotiate new ways of dealing with his world. And faces the various tests that he has. He obviously was a very, very gifted person from the word go. His father saw those gifts in him to some extent. He was certainly into power, and power is a very powerful motivation in human life.
Joseph begins to dream of ruling his brothers. He tells his brothers of a dream in which all the brothers are binding sheaves of wheat. Joseph's sheaf stands up, and then the other sheaves bow down to his.
His brothers answered,
"Do you mean to reign over us? Do you mean to rule over us?"
And they hated him even more for his talk about his dreams.
Joseph shares another dream with his brothers, in which the sun, moon, and 11 stars bow down to him. This time Joseph upsets more than just his brothers.
When he told of it to his father and brothers, his father berated him.
"What is this dream you have dreamed? Are we to come, I and your mother and your brothers, and bow low to you to the ground?"
So his brothers were impassioned about him, and his father kept an eye on the matter.
But their father can't keep an eye on them from afar. When his 10 older brothers, born to other mothers, are tending cattle far from home, Joseph is sent by their father to report back on the brothers. This time, however, he won't be able to deliver the report back to his father.
The Jewish Channel is available on cable: IO Optimum Cable Channel 291, Time Warner Cable Channel 528, RCN Channel 268, Verizon Fios Channel 900, and Cox Cable Channel 1. For more information, visit tjctv.com.